All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory, and fear to Yahweh, by Shemi Al-Shai, by Shemi Al-Kakadash, the warners of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and continue to lead us in righteous ways. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers that strive for salvation during these exciting, electrifying times. All the prophecies are happening on high levels. And one of the things that's continue to manifest is the so-called white man being the wicked, the so-called white man being the demon devil that he is, the deceiving, the robbing, the stealing, the killing, everything that the scriptures exposes the white man to be. He shows himself more and more, like the scriptures say. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not him, where and who is he? Because who's doing the most wicked things in the earth? Like, who is doing all wickedness? Like, who's the track record? Who's the identification goes to? Who's the fingerprints? It's Esau. And so I pulled up this article. I was looking at a BBC app, and I came across this article of this ancient Aboriginal tree getting bulldozed before they can build a highway. And this is what Esau does, man. He does these things, man. He creates unrighteous decrees and policies so to help aid and assist him being legally able to do the wicked things he do. He has a law called eminent domain, and what that is if the government needs your your house, your property, or anything that they need to build, supposedly for like a highway or hospital or a fire department or a police department, things like this that's supposed to be useful to the citizens of wherever the place is that they're trying to tear down so they can rebuild. But what he does, he allows real estate developers, real estate companies to use eminent domain to force people to sell their property, so then that they can build, like they can tear down the houses on this block and build like a thousand unit condos and charge just about the same amount as the mortgage was for the houses that were previously there that they tore down. This is the things he do. But he wants to build this highway, and he wants to tear down this ancient Aboriginal tree. And I'm not gonna read the article. If you want to read it, it's on the BBC News app, and it says Aboriginal people have fought to protect culturally significant trees. Djab Wurrung tree anger over sacred Aboriginal tree bulldozed for highway. And this is his MO. This is what Esau, he does this, man. He tears down the trees. The scriptures on it. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. All right. This is Isaiah 14 and verse 7. And the reason why I brought these scriptures that I'm bringing out is because we need our kingdom. We need this devil to be taken down. We need for righteousness for the whole earth to be in righteousness, and the people on the earth. He has to be taken down. He has to get taken out of the way, man. He has to get, his judgment. He needs to be taken out of the power seat. And that's going to happen in the kingdom when Yahweh Shai comes. When he comes and deliver us out of this captivity into our kingdom and delivers Esau into slavery and into subjection where he belongs. When that happens, the whole earth will be at one and with peace and in alignment with righteousness. And that's when the Most High is going to rejuvenate the earth. The earth is going to be a totally rejuvenated planet, So it's Isaiah 14:7. So the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir tree rejoices at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Talking about the so-called white man. Since he's been laid down, since he's been taken out of the power seat, taken out of rulership, all the wicked things that he does on the earth will end, and all righteousness will begin. So the fir tree and the cedar tree will rejoice. So the trees and all parts of the planet will be in a rejoiced state, as well as the people, because wickedness will be taken out. There'll be righteousness or order of righteousness through the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. Everybody will keep them. Our people will keep them perfectly, and the other nations will have to be forced to keep them. They're going to keep them, and if they go off, they will be judged according to the law of the scriptures. This is in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved from thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they that speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And that's what the other nations are going to say right before they get to destroying the so-called white man, because they'll see that the so-called white man won't have his military might and army, Marines, Air Force, and Navy to put these other nations in subjection and to basically be the bully. He won't be able to do that because why? Because the other nations have nuclear missile capability as well, nuclear missile programs, and then Most High is giving them that technology so they could have it, and they're not going to have it just so they can defend themselves against the so-called white man in America, but to actually shoot those missiles on America. When that time comes, they're all going to hot nuke the shit out of America. And that's why the scripture say roughly paraphrasing, have the whole hammer of the earth, like that's the point. The point, how is the hammer of the earth put asunder? Like, how is the bully able to get bullied? Well, you're not the only nation with the technology to destroy a whole other nation. This is Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And not only just the people, man, but animals mourn. The trees mourn. That's what happens when you have a wicked system in place. Systematically, performing wickedness all across the earth. This man drills into the earth with fracking just so he can pull the oil, which is the earth's blood, the bloodline of the earth, like digging into, the body. If someone takes a syringe or a needle, to draw blood, if you can't keep drawing blood from the same vein, or over and over again, you're gonna blow that vein. You can't get any more blood out of that vein. That's why doctors in the medical, or nurses, whomever in the medical field, have to use different veins. If they're gonna create an IV for someone, or if they want to draw blood, whatever the case may be, they don't want to blow that vein, so they got to use a different vein in a different area of the body. Same thing with the earth. You can't just keep drilling. You're supposed to have a Sabbath. You're supposed to have a land Sabbath, which will be followed in the kingdom. In these nations, they're gonna have to follow these laws, statutes, commandments, especially the land Sabbath. You're gonna have to follow it, or the Most High is not gonna bless their crops, the rain and their vegetation. They won't. They'll be in starving mode, because the Most High won't bless their land to grow, so they can feed themselves. And they're already gonna have to give tributary to us Israelites with the best of their substance the best of whatever they have. Whether it's something they grow, whether it's something they create or invent, or are they women, or their children. If to be a little servants, this is what they're gonna have to give over to us. So these things are gonna have to fall in line according to what the scriptures say by the other nations. Primarily you, Esau, the so-called white man, because you're the one that's doing all the wickedness right now. And other nations are made a tumult with you, and they've made in league with you to do these sort of things. But as the scriptures say, the people will mourn when the wicked beareth rule. That's why these people. Let me go back to it right quick. It says Aboriginal people have fought to protect cultural significant trees. And then when you read in the article, it tells you that these people are in an uproar. They're angry about it. This tree just getting bulldozed. The people are mourning behind the wickedness that's being done. Like, you have to run, and the worst thing about it is the devil could run a highway, around the tree. He doesn't have to run it through the tree. So Esau just can't help himself. He has to destroy it. All right, this is the last scripture I want to get into. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:6. It says, And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Talking about the so-called white man, the wicked. For the mysteries of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth and will let until he be taken out of the way, meaning taken out of the position to rule people, especially the Most High's people, and wickedness. It's talking about the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. You're going to be taken out of the way. You're being revealed. You're going to be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which he's been doing it with by the hands of his servants, us brothers that the Most High put the spirit on to do the work of the Most High. He's revealing you by us and consuming you by the spirit of his mouth, because he speaks through us. And the Most High he's also revealing you by making it be known and shown all the wicked things that you do, everything that you bring forth and stand for. It all, no matter how far deep the rabbit hole goes, at the end of the line, it's the so-called white man, which is the wicked, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. That's Yahweh Shai when he comes with his holy army. He's coming. He's going to destroy the so-called white man and all that you have that's in power, and all the other nations that are lined up with you that make that tumult with you and ingredients to help you push wickedness throughout the earth. So with that, I'm going to bring the lesson to a close. Just a quick little video I wanted to do regarding this article on Esau tearing down this ancient aboriginal tree, which the scriptures show you that in the kingdom this won't be happening. So with that, all praise, honor, and glory and fear to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Hashem HaRakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who lead our nation, and peace and salutation to the hopeful elect brothers that's striving for salvation during electrifying times, and a few sisters that's tuning in. Continue to tune in. Shalom.